All right, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Pure Weather. We are back again live with you as we track Winter Storm Viola across portions of the southern plains, mainly Tulsa and Oklahoma City and Texas. These areas are going to be hit very hard with these heavy bands that are going to be making their way up into the area. Now, when these heavy bands move through, we are going to have two people with us live out in the field to bring you the latest information. We have Andrew Fawcett over here, and then we have Sydney as well. Everyone, you are now live on air.
Hello, thanks for having me.
All right. So, we are going to be going live out to them in a minute. We do not know when the snow will begin. That's the first thing we're going to be looking at. Hold on a minute. All right. That will be the first thing that we're going to be looking at whenever we do go out there. But for now, we are here with Windy right now. We're going to be taking a look currently. These wind gusts, wind is not going to be a threat with Viola like it was with Uri. If you remember, with Uri, we had winds of about 30 to 40 miles per hour. That caused significant whiteout conditions. Here, not so much. But also, unlike Uri, this storm is going to have wet and fat flakes that are going to fall heavily. Unlike Uri, which had dry flakes that fell. All right, so current radar right now, Oklahoma City, you're about to get into that big band right about there. Here is Tulsa, Oklahoma, and right now the snow bands are currently off to our south right here. But the things that we are going to be looking at right now, you can see this whole area right there, and then this band down here, which is going to be making its way to the north a little bit. So that's going to be going in that direction, all of that up there. And then when those bands do make it through, we're going to go ahead and move this thing up. It's going to be a huge threat to Tulsa, Oklahoma. As you can see, this band is going to move a little bit west-north. So it is going to stay a little bit south. So this is what we're looking at here. These areas up here are going to get a little bit less snowfall with about 4 to 8 inches. Down here, we're looking about 6 to 12 inches of snow. So this is another one of these pretty hefty systems that we're going to see to areas that are already impacted with Uri. And there's still about 10 inches on the ground here in Tulsa. And that is going to change a lot, actually. So, alright, so we actually have Fawcett heading out right now. We are going to switch to him here in a minute whenever he's ready. So this is what's going to be going on. Now, what we really want to look at here is the snow accumulation that we're going to be seeing from this. So, here is the new snow right now. So according to the Euro model, you can see about 2.9, maybe 3 inches of snow for around South Tulsa. That's additional. That's going to fall this evening. But you can see this whole area of snow right here that we're going to get right around this area here. That's going to be the heavy snow. Heaviest snow should fall around this area as well. So we should be getting that soon. Now, if we do take a look at the Gfs model and what that shows fairly similar things, around 3.3 inches. However, there are a few areas of snow that have higher accumulations, so like right there, and around this area here, you guys are going to be seeing higher accumulations than about here from Winter Storm Viola. Now, this storm is also going to bring a bunch of ice to areas that already have received ice from Uri as well. Now, Fawcett is currently outside right now, and we're going to be going to him in a few moments. So, we'll be going to him in a few moments. Once again, let's go ahead and look at the Winter Storm Severity Index for Viola right now. So, Oklahoma City, right here, you have major impacts expected for you. Same thing here, but this is there's not that much population there. Dallas, major impacts to your north. So, Dallas and Fort Worth, not as bad as it was for Uri. Houston, you still are in the limited zone. All right, so, are we ready with Fawcett? I believe Fawcett is ready on air right now. So we are going to be going ahead and going with him right about now. All right, Fawcett, what are you currently seeing in this moment?
So it's 6:35 p.m. right now in southern Tulsa, Oklahoma. Right now, we're not seeing any precipitation, and it's pretty cold. But we don't have any wind, so that wind chill isn't as big of an issue as it was a couple of days ago when we had Uri coming through.
I agree. Okay, so is there still the same amount of accumulation on the ground now that you saw a few nights ago?
I've seen very little go away since then. At least naturally. Obviously, there's been some that's been plowed, but as far as meltage, I've seen very little, especially considering the amount of cloud cover today. We haven't had that much of a chance for anything to melt whatsoever.
I agree. All right, so I heard that this snowstorm, unlike Uri, is going to bring heavy and wet snowflakes. Do you have any idea how that's going to go on and mix with the dry snow that's currently there?
It's going to be interesting to see, considering it's more dense, how it's going to sit or if it's going to mix. I mean, we're just going to have to play it by ear and see how it goes.
All right. Is it as cold as it was last night, or has it warmed up a little bit?
I'd say base temperature, it is a tiny bit colder. The sun has just gone down, so it's probably going to be getting a bit colder here in a minute, but without that wind, I'd say it's a much more comfortable temperature.
All right. Do you know when this not okay, I'll be going over that in a minute, but has snowfall started yet?
Where I am, not currently, I'm seeing absolutely nothing at the moment.
All right, yeah, same here. So, is there anything else that you would like to bring our attention to at the moment before we go back and look at some of these impacts?
Not really at the moment, no.
All right. So, we will come back to you here in a moment, Fawcett. For now, what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the radar again and this area. So up here in Memphis, Tennessee, you're going to get major along with Little Rock and Arkadelphia. You guys are going to be experiencing extensive property damage along with life-saving actions will be needed, and it will result in a major disruption to your life or daily life at this point. All right, so let's go ahead and break down this threat and see where these come from. The current snow amount load. The snow amount is where most of these majors lie. Tulsa, you're currently in the moderate. Dallas, for this one, you're in moderate. Tyler, Longview, you're in moderate. So it's not the best up here. You guys, there's nothing that should really bring our attention up in those areas. All right, snow load. This is the potential impact from the weight of snow on structures, meaning that basically the weight of snow can cause collapsing or any of the sort there. Limited impacts here and there for them. Ice accumulation, however, this is what we need to take a look here. Monroe, Vicksburg, all right, Greenville. You guys are all in the major impacts in terms of ice accumulation. That is really bad. Like, really, really bad. Ice, like I say before, just a glazing of ice is enough to cause disruptions on the roads. A quarter of an inch of ice is enough to cause spotty power outages. And once you get over a half inch, that's when problems ensue, because a half an inch of ice is enough to increase the weight of trees and power lines by over 30 times. Flash freeze, absolutely nothing that should get our attention from here. Blowing snow, unlike Uri, very limited impacts from that. Ground blizzard, still some minors here and there. All right, moving on back to the radar. We are going to be taking a look once again and see where we are at with the radar right now. So this is the current radar. You can see there's some that goes up a little bit north here. It's going up a little bit there. But you can see generally the whole area of snow is staying within this region for now. But that's all going to push its way north a bit into Tulsa. As for what time that the snow should get here, we're going to go ahead and put the radar in forecast mode right now. And we're going to be taking a look as it is currently 6:40 and around 7:10 p.m. So that's here in like 30 minutes to 40 minutes from now. Tulsa, you should be getting those first snow bands from this heavy snowmaker. Oklahoma City will have been in here for a while, so your accumulations are starting to stack up now. However, you still have this thing coming through. That little pocket should be making its way a little bit to your southeast as it heads up to the Tulsa area. This should be once again making its way up there as well, so we are going to be watching out for those. If you currently live in around the Amarillo and Panhandle area here, you are getting slammed by snow right now because this is the heaviest band of snow that you're going to be getting pretty much all night, and that's where most of the accumulation is going to be for areas of Panhandle, Amarillo, Pampa, Lee Forest, McLean, all of these areas down here. Your guys are going to get heavy snow from this big snow band right here that's currently making its way into the area right now. All right. So taking a look here at snow onset timing. So Tulsa, Oklahoma, you should be getting your snow between 7 to 11 p.m. If you live down here in McAllister, about 6 to 9 p.m. So you should already be getting that snow already. In Fayetteville, Fort Smith, and up there in Miami, about 9 p.m. to 12 a.m. at this time. All right. Now, what we're going to do is we also have Sydney out there in the snow right now. We're going to flip to her pretty soon. All right. So, here we are once again. For Tulsa, Oklahoma, I will reiterate this, 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. is when your snow onset timing should begin. We are currently under a winter storm warning. This winter storm warning will be in effect until about noon tomorrow. About noon tomorrow. So make sure to be watching out for that. But the first round of snow in this midweek storm is set to arrive early this evening with accumulating snow after 6 p.m. west of Highway 75. Snow will spread eastward, reaching far eastern Oklahoma and western Arkansas during the 9 p.m. to 12 a.m. time frame. Much like the Sunday and Monday storm, multiple rounds of accumulating snow will be possible before the storm system clears the area late Wednesday and Thursday. So we will be live with you until that happens. I'm thinking we will also go live with you tomorrow night as well if we are still getting snow in the area. But if not, then there shouldn't really be a reason to do that. Okay, moving on to Oklahoma City now. You guys, currently negative 13 degrees. You have a winter storm warning in effect until 6 p.m. tomorrow evening. With that, another 4 to 8 inches of snow is possible. Okay, so according to the National Weather Service, 4 to 6 inches for Tulsa, but they also said that 4 to 8 inches is possible as well in some spots, although locally higher amounts are possible and the more pronounced snow bands. Speaking of pronounced snow bands, those will be coming soon. All right, let's go ahead and take a look here at Windy right now. With the current rain and thunder and about what time that snow should be coming in based on the appropriate models. So according to GFS, we should already be getting snow here, but here at headquarters, I'm not really seeing that snow start to begin anytime soon. However, let's go ahead and move this forward a little bit. All right, so this is at 9 p.m. We are still going to be live about that time. 9 p.m. is when this heavy snow band right there is going to start to make its way into the Tulsa area. If you live down here in Oklahoma City, you are getting in the middle of that ridiculously heavy snow by this time. So this is a pretty big deal because this is that wet snow, and this is going to be those heavy wet flakes that are coming in. According to the forecast, that is what we are going to be seeing as well. All right, so normally right now we would be flipping over to Sydney, but I don't know where or what is happening with her at the moment. So we will be flipping to her pretty soon. But we're going to go over this radar one more time to see what is happening with ice threat, if we are getting any ice or any wintry mix. We are seeing some wintry mix down here, but most of it and most of the ice is around this area close to Mexico once my radar loads in. All right, we'll come back to that and wait for that, but right now we are currently going to be going live to Sydney, who is out in the snow right now. One moment. All right, Sydney, you are currently live.
Okay. Right now we're just walking in the snow because it's pretty thick. Like I can show you. Like if I walk in, my foot is gonna go deep. Like we have a soccer ball that was on the grass literally a week ago, and now it's all the way here.
So Sydney is currently live at our headquarters right now, along with Gabriel. He's out there as well. They're both going to be reporting from my area. They're right outside. Snow started. Have you seen any snow flurries begin yet?
No, I haven't seen anything now.
All right. How deep is that snow where you are? Have you seen any melting lately?
I have not seen any melting. It's very deep. It's very dry snow. Like not. It's not compacting snow. It's like it's a few inches actually. It's pretty deep and cold, but yeah.
All right. How well do you think the wet snow is going to mix with that dry snow? What do you think is going to occur?
I'm not really sure, but I think it may be a compacting snow, like you can air, but I don't know. It could be dry and crumbly. I don't know.
All right, perfect. So is it very cold over here? Are you experiencing any low temperatures?
Yes, it actually is freezing out. We're all geared up. Yes, very. It's very cold, so freezing actually. So I would definitely suit up, and if you want to go outside and maybe look at the snow.
Yes, definitely suit up. All right, so we will come back to you later as well. Our radar has now just in fact updated here. So you can see El Dorado, Sonora, Iran, and Sanderson here. You're getting some wintry mix, but what we're really worried about right now is this area up here. All right, so all of this pink, not the purple. If you're looking at the pink here, that is ice accumulation for these areas. So this will be moving in your direction throughout the night. This is very hazardous. And if I were to rank wintry precipitation in terms of which one is worst to best, freezing rain would definitely... Okay, so we're going to go back to the GFS model here. And according to this, we're going to go ahead and take this a little bit further here in Tulsa. You're going to get about an inch to an inch and a half, a little bit of a break at this point. You still have this entire section to go that will be moving a little bit north. We're going to go ahead and take that in right now and see what this GFS model does with it. So once again, it appears that, yeah, the storm is going to start moving west at this point. So you should be getting out of it by around, according to the GFS model, you should be getting around out of the snow at about 7 p.m. tomorrow, which is 24 hours of straight snow. Now here, 7 p.m. tomorrow is what we're really looking at. So if you're looking here and you see all of these exclamation points right here, that is warning for freezing precipitation right there. So like I said before, Monroe is currently... Alright, so all of these areas that you're seeing right here with Shreveport, Monroe, Greenville, Grenada, Tubello, you all are going to get ridiculous amounts of snow. But especially for this area and this area, because you guys are currently under major impacts. Major impacts for ice accumulation. Are we having an issue with the stream right now? No, we're not. Okay. Alright. So I'm thinking that we are going to go back live out here with Fawcett in a minute. We think that there may be a snow band heading over us right now. I'm not sure as of this time. We'll be looking over to him in a minute here. So whenever he's ready, we will go ahead and take him out. So let's look at the radar right now. We're going to go ahead and refresh the page, and then we're going to see what is currently happening. Okay. Alright, so it looks like a little bit of a band is currently about to pass over, or if not passing over right now. Alright, so we're going to be switching to him about right now. Fawcett, what are you currently seeing?
I mean, at the moment, it's looking pretty similar to yesterday. I'm still really not seeing too much. I've seen 1 or 2 snowflakes, but nothing more than that.
Nothing more than that. Alright, so this is pretty much when the snow starts to pick up. Has it gotten at all any colder?
I'd say maybe a degree or 2, but that would make sense. As I said earlier, the sun's been going down, so it's going to start to cool off pretty fast right now.
Yeah. Alright. So, alright. So I guess, is there anything that you would like to talk about or anything while we still have you on air for this point?
One thing I had noticed is we do actually have snow starting about now. It is starting to pick up, and I expect it to actually be substantial by a few minutes.
Alright, so we will come back to you in a few minutes to take a look at this substantial snow that is supposed to fall. This is going to be heavy, wet flakes, so we're going to have a spectacle to see whenever we come back to you. Okay, so looking at this page right now, we can see we have, this is our winter alerts. So all of the pink that you see here, this is for winter storm warning. So all of Arkansas is once again inside a winter storm warning. All right, a lot of Texas is under those too. All right, these little light shades of purple that you see here, those are winter weather advisories. Same thing over here as well. But what I really want to draw your attention to is these really dark shades of purple down here. Now, those are ice storm warnings, and they are put in effect because these areas are expecting 1/4 of an inch or greater amounts of ice in those areas. So 1/4 of an inch, keep in mind, will cause spotty power outages and all of this. All right, so you want to be careful if you live there. And the roads are going to be really hazardous right now. Pretty actually substantially hazardous for your area. Okay, so now that we've just looked through here, according to the GFS model, the snow accumulation is going to be about 3.3 additional inches of snow that is going to be falling in about that area. Same thing for over here as well. So we're not really going to see any locally higher amounts. Now, this storm does have the chance to sort of overperform, so meaning that this storm will, of course, either overperform, which means that it will drop a substantially higher amount of accumulation, or underperform, meaning it will drop around 1 to 2 inches instead of 4 to 8, which any of these is absolutely possible. Now let's go ahead and look at the Euro model. Currently, the Euro model shows Tulsa getting about 3 inches of snow. Same thing for Oklahoma City, but all of these areas, you're going to be in the heavier amounts over here. Dallas about an additional inch. Shreveport around 5 inches of additional snow, so we're going to be watching you for that. Up here in Western Virginia, you can expect an additional 8 inches of snow in Harrisonburg, about Clifton Forge. This is all through the rest of the week, when the storm eventually turns into our second nor'easter. Okay, so let's take a look at satellite right now. We haven't really done that yet. Okay, so this is the visible satellite that you can see. Up here, when you see this storm has a textbook sort of shrimp look. So I'm going to go ahead and outline that. This right here, that is Winter Storm Uri, or at least what's left of it. This is a classic looking nor'easter right now, and that is what is going to happen with Winter Storm Viola as this moves up the East Coast later this weekend when it's done with us here. If we take a look, this whole thing is Winter Storm Viola. So, and with this storm on the warmer side, which is down here, will come severe weather threats, which we're going to look at right now. So this is current severe weather threats around a few isolated thunderstorms here and there. But what we're really looking at is the day 2 outlook whenever the storm moves past. Okay, so this is what we call a slight risk around this area. All right, that is going to be an increased chance of tornadoes and for wind. So if we go ahead and take a look at the tornado, about 5% chance for them. Wind, about 15% chance for wind events. And hail, around 5%. So this is all on the warm side of Winter Storm Uri as well. So we should all be watching that and waiting as this storm moves in. Okay, so we're going to go live to Sydney in the field right now, who is currently outside at HQ, and we're going to go ahead and take a look at what she is currently up to. One moment. We're going to take a look at what Sydney's up to. All right, Sydney. Hello. What are you seeing right now?
Hi. We're seeing some snowfall right now, not too much. It's like very light. It's starting to pick up, like Fawcett said, and it's like coming over. But yeah, it's pretty much like how it was last time. It's just gotten a little bit, like, there's more snowfall now.
Alright, more snowfall. So has there been snow is actually what I want to see. Like, any snowflakes that you see? Has it started?
I did see a few, like, here and there. It has, like, gone, like, started to pick up now, but not, like, crazy or anything.
Well, here in a few minutes, we are expecting it to pick up a little bit substantially, actually. All right. So, actually, right now, thank you, Sydney, but we've just gotten word that it's picking up quite substantially where Fawcett is located. So, we're going to go ahead and we're going to switch to you. Hello, Fawcett. Do you have anything that you would like to say about what is happening in your area?
Yeah, so last time I was out here, it was extremely moderate, or actually extremely light. I would actually have to look, there's a snowflake, I would see one every 5 or so seconds. Now I'm looking at it, and we are getting a pretty constant stream. It's all really light, though. I don't even think we're going to be able to pick it up on camera. But it is coming down at a substantial rate.
All right. So, are these, how big are the snowflakes?
Right now, they look very small, almost like the kind that you would see in some kind of Christmas movie.
Well, that does... Yeah, that would be expected at this point because we are right on the edge of these outer bands of the snow right now. Is there anything that you would like to bring our attention to at this moment?
Not really right now. One thing I have noticed, again, we don't have that much wind right now, which, unlike Uri that we had a couple of days ago, means this is pretty straightforward. It's coming straight down on me, and it's a lot more pleasant, honestly.
All right. So I heard that we also have a lot of snow here at HQ right now. So we're going to go click over to Sydney here in just a moment. But before we do, I want to show you some things once again on the satellite imagery that kind of catch my attention. So Sydney, we will be with you in just a moment. But what you can see here, we're going to go ahead and go onto infrared satellite right now so that I can show you what I just saw. Look at this. Okay, so cloud tops are currently starting to increase. They're on the increasing trend. Cold cloud tops are starting to produce those, which means the storm is beginning to intensify a little bit. So I would say if I were to guess based on the satellite imagery, what we're seeing that the snow band would be right around here right now. So make sure that, because that snow band is starting to pick up. Let's go ahead and take a look right now at the radar just so that we can see what they were seeing right now. Okay, so this is currently here we are in South Tulsa. So they're over this little tiny snow band. So this has, and if you're seeing that much snowfall from this little tiny thing right there, just imagine what we are going to be getting later on stream whenever we see this massive piece of snow that's going to be coming over to Tulsa throughout the next few minutes or into hours. Okay, so now we're going to be going over to Sydney right now. Sydney, are you ready? So Sydney did say that the snow is going to be picking up quite substantially. What are you seeing right now?
Right now, I've been seeing a couple of snowflakes, maybe like every few seconds, minutes, maybe. It's very thick and very dry right now. Like, as you can see, my whole foot is in the snow, but I'm like still going down.
Yeah. So are these snowflakes big, or are they a little bit tiny? What are your observations?
They're a little bit tiny. Some, I don't know. There's just been different sizes popping up, and like Fawcett said, it's not very windy right now. But it did pick up a little bit. But right now, it's just chill and relax and cold.
Yes. Okay. So, do you know if the snowfall is wet snowfall already, or dry snowfall, or is it too early to tell?
I think it is a little bit too early to tell. I have been actually thinking about that and trying to see. The dry snow that we had, the snow Yuri, a couple days ago or whatever, it was very dry, but now we've been testing it, and we actually made a snowball, and we saw like a huge chunk of ice, and it's pretty wet now.
All right. So we'll definitely come back to you in a moment. I really want to go over this winter cast and minute cast for Tulsa, Oklahoma at this point, because we are seeing some things that are quite phenomenal right now. So let's go ahead and go over this. Okay, don't mind the ads, but you can see 4 to 3 inches are currently expected, and that will be on the uprising trend as the night continues on. Here you can see this is what we call the additional snowfall forecast that we are going to be coming back to periodically throughout the evening. What you can see is as Storm Viola currently moves through, we are currently expecting 3 to 4 additional inches of snow to fall. So on top of those 10 inches that we currently have sitting right here in Tulsa, Oklahoma, that is going to bring our total up to 14, which is pretty ridiculous. And this storm still hasn't really hit yet, so there is a chance that we could get a lot more snow than we thought. And that is starting to look more likely if the snow is already significantly picking up in these areas that we saw with our live shots a few minutes ago. All right, now in the past 24 hours, snowfall, this map really isn't loading that well. So we currently don't have any new snowfall from Winter Storm Viola just yet. And the radar, we are right there with it. So now taking a look at Midcast here, you can see that currently we're getting a little bit of a light snow band. Before around 7:30, we're going to get really into it here with snow. And then as the night goes on, we should be getting heavy snow all night. And we're going to be with you for this heavy snow, which will begin around 9:30. So at that point in time, we're going to have both people out in the field, and they're both going to be sharing with us a lot what their experiences are at about 9:30 p.m. So stay on the watch for that. Okay. So now what we're going to look at is Euro model timing here with the snow depth. So currently, for us here in Tulsa, Oklahoma, the snow depth right now, apparently, according to Euromodel, the snow density is 4.2 inches, which that is definitely not the case, I can tell you right now. If I were to guess, I would say about half an inch of density, if not less, would be happening for this little tiny band right now. But however, that will be on the increase throughout the night, and apparently we are supposed to be picking at around 7 inches of snowfall density. That's ridiculous, and that is really heavy snow with borderline blizzard conditions right then. Okay, so looking at the GFS snowfall density now. Sorry. Which is currently not available. So we're going to go all the way over to Icon, which is another one of the major models. And currently right now, they have another 4 inches of snow density, which is kind of ridiculous because, like I said earlier, we're not seeing that much snow. So let's see how much the snow has picked up. We're going to go over to Andrew Fawcett here in just a bit. So whenever he is ready, we're going to go ahead and we're going to transition to him. Not yet, but here in a few moments. First, we're going to take yet again another look at the radar right now just to see if there has been any new developments in terms of snow or weather that has occurred. Okay, so that band, it looks to be passing over our area now, but that is right before this is going to get here. So we have this little area right now that we're about to be in. Okay, Fawcett, are you ready? What are we currently seeing right now?
So it seems about right that that was just a really small isolated band because, once again, I'm seeing barely anything, maybe a speck here or there, but nothing, constant or significant.
Yeah, I would assume so. Okay, so have you seen any notable changes with the accumulation of snow, with those little bit of wet snow that was occurring just then?
Nothing notable. In fact, just looking right now, I can't see anything. It was basically just a dusting. There was nothing really happening.
All right, yeah, that should definitely be on the increase. Looking at radar here, we should start to get snow at about 7:15, 7:30, according to future radar. How is the temperature out there?
It's staying about the same. Not much colder right now. Staying around 10-ish degrees.
Yeah. All right. Well, the good news is that the snow wind chill, not snow wind chill, the wind chill is now back above 0. So that is exciting. What do you think about that?
I'm happy, considering I need to be out in that.
I would definitely agree. Okay, so we're going to be going over to Sydney next, who is out on air. Fawcett, is there anything that you would like us to see before we go off here to HQ, our live shot here?
Nothing really. I'll let you know if anything starts to pick up over here. But for now, we're just seeing incredibly isolated little snowflakes.
All right, so we're going to be heading over to Sydney right now, who should be ready here to go live out in the okay, so Sydney is currently in the backyard of headquarters. So Sydney, what are you seeing right now? Okay, so we are having technical issues. Are you there? Are you able to talk? Okay, so Sydney, we will be coming back to you here in a moment whenever we get that sorted out. Okay, so we'll go back to her in just a few minutes here. So we'll be back to her in a moment. Let's go ahead and time out when the heaviest snowband will be here, just actually for Dallas now. We're going to go to Dallas. We're going to check out your minute cast as well for your area, which is a little bit down south. Now, you're still tonight and overnight. Get this. This is what we're worried about here. These totals, 1/4 to 1/2 an inch of snow, or of ice. That spells really bad right there. So expecting this to happen, you should expect school closings, and work closings, and other things like that. Okay, so what we're going to check out now is the winter cast to see how that is going. You should be going to about 2.5 inches by about 10 a.m. tomorrow. And then your ice as well, your ice secretion will occur at about 10 a.m. tomorrow as well. So that is going to be a nasty time for you guys. It's currently snowing right now for your area, or quite a little bit. Dallas and Fort Worth, here is the snow that is still expected for you guys. Over the course of the night, you are still going to be expected to get about 2.5 inches, maybe 3 inches in isolated spots. Let's go ahead and check the radar for you. Right here, you are currently in some snow. This snow should be out of your way. So it actually goes a little bit before now, but the snow should be heading out of your way by about 7 or about 8:15. You should be getting a big break in the snow before it's going to start to come back to you. All right, Sydney, are you ready now? All right, Sydney, are you ready to go back live here in a minute?
Yes.
Okay, so we are going to go ahead and we're going to switch to her right now. Sydney, what are you seeing? Let's try this again.
I'm seeing very little snowfall still. It's nothing like it hasn't came a lot. But it's very thick snow. It is wet now a little bit. We were able to make a few snowballs here and there. It's just really deep now.
Yeah, I would assume so. I don't really see out the window here. I don't see that much snow coming down yet, so it's clearly not that heavy. But I mean, according to radar representation, it should pick up here any minute now. How is the... Okay, so if you pick up snow in your hand, I assume it should still be dry snow, so you're not going to make any snowballs out of that. I would assume. All right. Thank you. We will come back to you in a moment. Okay, so let's go ahead and check how things are right now in terms of icing and how things are going, because normally tonight, throughout the night this evening, the main threat that we're going to be covering is Tulsa and Oklahoma City, because they're going to get hammered with snow yet again. So let's go ahead and take a look at the radar. You can see that heavy band down here near Sherman that is going to be hitting us at some point tonight, probably soon. But of course, this will be the second winter storm to hit the southern plains this week, and additional snow and ice will slam the same areas that were impacted by Uri just Sunday into Monday night. That happened literally a few days ago. We had a tiny break. We are having some issues with the lower third. I'm so sorry about that. But we are actually having a tiny break there with the snow before we are coming back to this crazy event that is currently going on. All right, so Oklahoma City, you've just passed through a really heavy band of thick, wet snow. Now, these are not going to be the tiny snowflakes that we saw with Uri. These are going to be really big ones. So this will be really easy to see on camera whenever we go back to Fawcett, which will be here in about 7:15. We will come right back outside to you, Fawcett. So we'll be with you in just a moment. But you can see here, current radar, if we pause it right here, right now you can see there is Tulsa right there. Here is where headquarters is, and this is all South Tulsa as well, Broken Arrow, these areas. All right, they just had this heavy snow band, this first outer band of the snow system move through, but keep in mind this thing, the main snow is currently still out there, and that should be pushing its way in to the Tulsa metro area very, very soon. So we should be expecting this to come within about the next 15 minutes or so. All right, we're going to be going ahead and we're going to switch over to Andrew Fawcett here. Fawcett, have you seen an increase in snow since we last talked to you? This is the wonders of live streaming, everyone. So Fawcett is still, we are having technical difficulties with you as well. There we go.
So appears if we're having some connection issues right now.
It does appear that we are having connection issues. I agree. Wonders
There
of
we go.
live
I believe
TV.
it's back.
Yeah, it's back. We can hear you, but your video is still very frozen, so. There we go. Okay, that is fixed. Okay, what are you seeing right now? Anything new?
Again, as I said, there's not much coming down right now. Barely any more than a few minutes ago. Still nothing measurable. I would. It's pretty much just kind of sprinkling down snowflakes right now.
Yeah, that should be on the uprising pretty soon, in about the next 15 minutes. Okay, have you experienced any wind lately?
I got one gust earlier, about 5 miles an hour, but other than that, it's been very, very rare. Pretty much nothing.
Yeah. All right. So looking at this, temperatures outside, you are actually going to experience about 4-degree wind chills. So that is still, although above freezing, it is still pretty freezing. I would assume it's still pretty cold for you. All right. Okay, so I just got word that apparently we are seeing ice right now. We're gonna go over and we're gonna head to Sydney here in just a little bit. But first you can see down here in the McAllister area, this just in, they're gonna be now forecasted to get about 6 to 8 inches of snow as well. All right, so we're gonna be going over to Sydney right now, who is currently at headquarters, and is going to be showing us apparently there are seeing ice over here. All right, Sydney. We are actually getting a little bit of a technical difficulty again, which we are having a little bit of issue with right now. So we'll be going over to Sydney as soon as we can to cover that ice. All right, so we'll go to her and just, wait. Okay. All right, Sydney, what are you seeing right now? What are you seeing? Can you hear me, or is everything good? All right, so you're seeing ice. Where is this ice at?
We're seeing a lot of patches of ice, like scattered everywhere. We've just seen them, but it is not packing snow yet. It's mostly just very deep, dry snow with chunks of ice here and there, and I haven't seen much snowfall.
All right, yeah, that is definitely going to be on the increase. According to AccuWeather right now, the snow is going to be picking up and beginning in about 3 minutes. So whenever that occurs, we'll be throwing to you guys. Okay, so thank you so much, Sydney. By the way, has there been anything else that you would like us to see before we go off and take a look at some other places?
Actually, Gabriel wanted to show you how deep the snow was, because where we are right now, it's like when you walk, you can almost get stuck.
All right, so let's see.
Snow is not that deep. Like this snow? Stop.
All right, yeah, that is very deep snow, Gabriel. All right, 1 second. All right, so let's go ahead and move back on over here to snow onset timing once again. About 7 to 11 p.m. So it's currently 7:20 p.m. and the snow should be starting to ramp up here pretty soon, according to radar. And speaking of that, let's go ahead and take a look here. We're going to refresh the page so that we can get the latest on the radar right now. That is not the radar. Here it is. Okay. So this is right now. This is where we are. We are right here. I'm going to go ahead and circle this area. So currently, Andrew Fawcett is about this area right there. Headquarters is about over here. So we're going to be seeing that snow move in according to this. Well, I'm sorry. Okay, we'll start there. According here, we're going to see snow actually begin to move in at about 7:25. So that's about 25 minutes from now. We're going to be seeing that snow, the first flakes start to fall here in Tulsa. All right. So what we're going to go over now is here's the National Weather Service warning. So we're going to go over this area right here. This is all an ice storm area. It's going to take a little while for it to load. I'm not sure why, but we're going to be waiting for that to go in. But you can see all the purples and pinks here. That is all ice storm warnings. Here we are. Okay, so rain chances overnight. Northeast winds of about 5 to 15 miles per hour if you live in Lake Charles, Oakdale, Leesville, Alexandria, Lafayette, Morgan City, Cameron, Beaumont, and Woodville and Jasper. You guys are under a winter storm warning for this area. Or no, that's not winter storm warning. That's hard freeze warning. Okay. See, it's actually really hard to tell the difference between a winter storm warning and a hard freeze warning because they have the exact same shade of purple. So that's a thing. I apologize for that. But freezing rain is possible for there. Do we actually see any ice storm warnings in effect? No, we don't. Okay, so there is currently no ice storm warnings in effect. That is good news. That is really good news. Okay, so we're going to go back live out to Fawcett here in a moment just to see if anything has picked up from where he is at over there in South Tulsa. So we're going to be going to him here in just a moment whenever he's ready. But until then, we're going to analyze this map a few more times. All of these areas up here, that little cyan color you can see, those are all winter storm watches. I would not be surprised if those get upgraded to warnings either tonight or into tomorrow. Over here, these are wind chill warnings, or wind chill watches, wind chill advisories. These are wind chill advisories, and all the purple you see on this map like these, those are going to be winter weather advisories, and all the blue, I believe, that's either, yeah, no, that's avalanche warning right here. So if you're in this area, you are going to be expecting an avalanche, which is something you don't see every day. All right, Fawcett, are you ready? We're heading to you now. What are you seeing?
Again, it's really the same story as last time I was over here. It's barely coming down at the moment, and hopefully we'll see it pick up pretty soon.
Yes. All right. So so you did say it's coming down light, if I'm correct.
Yes.
All right. So that is literally going to be on the uptaking here because we are actually going to start to see the beginning snow actually starting about now, and it's going to really get going here. So it's supposed to pick up about 7:30 I'm sorry. I can't talk today. We will come back to you at about 7:30 and to Sydney at about 7:30 to go over how strong that this ice is. Okay, how's the temperature right now?
Again, it's staying pretty much the same, around 10, 11 degrees. While I was gone, we had a moderate gust, but it sustained for a pretty long time, which gets me a bit concerned, but it wasn't very strong, and I'm not really getting anything like it again.
Yeah, I would imagine so because wind gusts are not the main threat with this as it was for Uri. All right, we actually might go live over to Sydney again as well. Thank you, Fawcett. We will come back to you in just a moment. We will come back to you in just a moment. Sydney, prepare. We are going to be sending it off to you here in just a moment. So, all right. Sydney, are you ready? What are you currently seeing right now? Where you're at?
The same thing. It's kind of upsetting because I wish I would have saw some. I would start seeing some snowfall, but it's the same thing, like I've been saying. Just freezing.
Don't worry, you're going to start seeing that snowfall come real soon. because there's snow. Yeah, we're gonna be getting that heavy snow at about 9:30, and it's gonna start picking up with the snow really quickly here. In about 5 minutes, according to radar, we should be getting into that heavy band. Um, is it cold there still? Like, has the temperature changed to your knowledge? Is what I'm asking.
No, not much for us, but not to my knowledge. Because obviously I've been coming in and out, just trying to warm up and get ready and just be on the lookout. So I don't know, but personally, I don't feel anything different.
Yeah, it does not appear to be that snow is starting, but radar actually does say otherwise. Is there anything that you would like to bring our attention to before we go off and take a look at the radar again?
No, thank you.
All right. All right, then. We're going to go right back to the radar here. We'll be back with Sydney and Fawcett in a moment. Okay. So let's go ahead and refresh so that we can get the latest radar update, which is pretty much here now. All right, so looking here at South Tulsa. Yeah, we are currently in that snow band right now. So here it is. We are currently in it. According to the radar right now, you can see this area is where Tulsa is. HQ is about right there, and Fawcett's house is about right there. And it appears that they are right. We are actually getting right into that band of heavy snow. The snow is going to be on the upward trend as the night moves forward, and this thing is going to be moving northeast. So let's go ahead and take the radar and put it into forecast mode. This is right now, and currently, yeah, we're going to be in this really heavy snow for a really long time, according to radar, and that is going to be the case for the next few hours as snow starts to pick up. Okay, what we're going to look at here is the weather radar from Windy, of course, just so that we can see. It's not really going to show us what you would expect, but I just want to show you how laughably wrong that this radar actually is. Okay, rain and thunder here. So this is for the NAM model currently. This is a model that we usually don't come to that often, but we're going to be looking at it now. So here we are. You can see it does have a very different shape for the storm that's going to be hitting us here right now, and that snowfall is picking up. Very different shape, and actually has it moving solidly west, and you can see right now that for us here in Tulsa, we're going to be spending a lot of time inside this snow right here. I'm literally 4 to 8 inches is what I'm going to say for this, and I wouldn't be surprised if we go a little bit above that, because what I'm seeing is pretty ridiculous in terms of the amount of time that we're going to be inside that heavy snow. But the only thing that I'm thinking that could hinder our snow accumulation from this thing is the mixture between the wet snow and the dry snow. All of that together could create some meltage here as well. Sorry, there's just something outside the window. Okay. Looking at NAM, according to that, it has us actually in. The NAM model has us inside the snow band, the entire storm system of Winter Storm Viola, for about over 24 hours. Like, we're gonna get out of it at about 6 a.m. on Thursday. 6 a.m. on Thursday. So let's go ahead and take a look at what Icon has as well. This is another model that we don't really look at much. Okay, so according to Icon, we are already in that heavy snow, which if you look outside right now, you can obviously see that that's false. But however, it does have us getting into those inch per hour snowfall rates tomorrow by about 7 a.m. So we are going to be getting a lot of snow, according to these people. Let's go ahead and take a look at the snowfall totals from Icon right now for the next 5 days. Icon is also showing us from Winter Storm Viola 3 inches as well. So we're getting literal 3 model agreements right now Euro model, about 3 inches. GFS, also about 3 inches. Icon, about 3 inches. NAM model, showing us about 3 inches as well. All 4 of these models have us getting 3 inches. I think that might be just a small bit conservative right now because, I mean, unless the snow doesn't actually get started here, I mean, I'm thinking that we could get some significant snowfall. Like, as they stated in the winter storm warning, 4 to 8 inches is possible for us here in Tulsa. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and look at the radar one more time. I actually, my radar did actually cut out on me, so I'm going to have to look it up again. So we're going to continue back here. All right, Tulsa radar right now. We are currently in the heavy snowbound, so we're going to go outside to Fawcett pretty soon. Actually, here in about a few minutes, we're going to go out to him, so he should start getting ready for that. And then after that, we're going to go out to Sydney just so that we can compare what they are seeing. But take a look at this. So we are getting into that snow right now. We are definitely getting into that snow right now. Okay. Fawcett, what are you currently seeing right now?
So I don't know if you can tell by what's going on behind me, but since we last chatted, it has picked up significantly to the point where this is truly becoming a bit of a concern. At the moment, I wouldn't be too worried about it, but we're at the point where it could become an issue.
Yeah, it looks like it. Like actually, outside my window right now, it literally looks like it is just like you flick the switch. Now it's on in the snow. Is this wet snow or dry snow in your opinion?
From what I've seen, the snow does appear to be very wet, and it's going to be really interesting to see how it falls.
Okay, so is the snow accumulating right away?
It does appear as if it is sticking to some things, and a bit of an update, it just got harder.
Yeah, it just got harder. And actually, it appears that the snowflakes did get a little bit bigger off of what we're seeing from your live shot. Is that the case?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm seeing right now.
Yeah, so we are now getting into that heart of Winter Storm Viola. Is there anything that you would actually like to bring our attention to?
At the moment, no. As this continues to accumulate, we may want to cut back. I don't know. We'll see. We'll play it by ear.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and move on to check Sydney's live shot right now here at headquarters. And we're going to move on and see what is currently going on with her. All right, just a moment. Okay, we are going to be going on in just a second. All right, Sydney, what are you seeing right now here at headquarters?
I don't know if you can see it on my camera right now, but the snowfall has picked up a lot, and I'm seeing bigger snowflakes now. Just what Master said, it's going to be interesting to see how this lays out. Yeah, it's pretty light right now, but it has started to pick up on as we go, so I'm excited to see.
Yes, okay, and is the snow sticking to things around your area right now?
Yes, it is sticking. It's like sticking to our fence we have out here. It's sticking to literally everything I'm wearing right now. It's sticking to everything.
All right. So it does appear that the snow is beginning to get significantly heavier here. Is there anything else that you would like to show us?
No, sir.
No. All right. We will be right back to you as soon as we go over some more of this radar analysis here. Okay, as you can see from the live shots, snow in Tulsa, Oklahoma is starting to pick up yet again, something that we are all too familiar with after spending about 24 hours inside some really heavy snow bands that dumped about 10 inches where I'm at over here. And okay, it looks like the snow has just picked up substantially over here from what I'm seeing. Like, it's to the point where I can barely see the light post across the street from me right now. But that might change. We're going to go ahead and take a look, and we're going to move this radar through into forecast mode for a quick second. So this is as we're going in, And you can see we're not even in the heavy snow bands yet. This is considered moderate snowfall is what we're seeing right now. Wow. Yeah, so this is literally considered moderate snowfall. Let's go ahead and take it to Windy right now just so that we can take a look at the current snowfall density. The current snowfall density right now. So, snow density as of now, according to the Euro model, now it would be correct, I would say about 3 inches of density is currently what we're seeing. That should be on the increase as this continues throughout the night. Icon as well saying about 5.2. I actually kind of agree with that. Currently, the visibility with this system that we're looking at, the current visibility is about less than a mile. And it just picked up like that. So if we take a look at the model runs here, you can see here in this little area there, this is where we're going to see the snowfall throughout tonight. And this area is about 3 to 5 inches. All that pink you see is about 3 to 5, maybe 5 to 8 inches around that area. So all that pink's above 6 inches of snow. So if you're inside the pink, expect about 6 to 12 inches is what you can see. And South Tulsa is right there in that pink zone. So GFS is currently predicting about 6 to 12 inches right now. Yeah, so that is the possibility that we are going to be seeing this. That will be going through. All right, we're going to go back out live with Fawcett right now because it does look like the snow's picked up a lot. So we're going to be seeing what is it like over there with him in his area, in his neck of the woods. Okay, Fawcett, what are you seeing?
It has picked up significantly, even since the last time we were over here. One thing I noticed a few minutes ago, we were getting some pretty strong wind. In fact, we're getting some right now. And it's blowing all of this, and it's breaking up these particles, and we're getting tiny, itty-bitty snowflakes coming at me very fast, actually. Very high speed.
Yeah, I can tell you put your mask on so that it can block the stinging sensation of the snow.
Yeah, it's actually the point where I can hear it hitting me in the coat and hood and stuff.
So it's that heavy already. Would you believe
I don't
it?
know if you can see the background, but it's coming down pretty hard.
Would you believe it if I told you that this snow is not even heavy snow? This is moderate snowfall. This is not the heaviest that we are going to see right now. And we do have an issue with the lower third. Let's move that out of the way. Okay. So how is the snow currently mixing with the dry snow? Is it too early to tell?
Right now it does appear as if it's just kind of piling on top. It doesn't really care. It's just treating it like it's the normal ground.
I would assume so. So, by your estimates, how much snow are you forecasting us to get from this system?
I'm guessing around 4 to 5, if I had to venture a guess.
Yeah,
which is a bit more than they've been estimating, but I feel like this one's gonna overperform.
Yeah, it's looking like it because if the snow's already this heavy and it's expected to continue like this throughout the rest of the night, on top of the snow that Uri has already dumped on us, then yeah, that pretty much means that we're going to be getting some significant snowfall here. And we're currently in that really thick snowfall band. We're going to be in that band for a long time, pretty much the rest of the night. So we're going to keep on sending out to you as we go on. Okay, thank you. Is there anything else that you would like to show us before we go ahead and move on to Sydney here with us in headquarters?
Nothing at the moment, no.
All right. Well, then we will be seeing you. We'll come back to you here in just a moment. All right. So here you can see this is the current radar situation where we are at. We are going to be awaiting as Sydney is going to be showing us her side here with us here. Are you ready? Here we go. Okay. What are you seeing right now?
Actually, the snowfall has stopped and slowed down a little bit, which I thought it would pick up more.
It's a bit odd.
It's still sticking, and I am expecting more snowfall. But other than that, I haven't seen anything new. Like I haven't noticed anything.
Is there anything that catches your mind that's
Um,
like very notable?
yes. The snowfall at first, like you can see, it's coming down right now. It was changing speeds almost. Like it was going faster, it's going slower. Then it like completely stopped for a while. Then it's just I don't know. It's very odd. It's just coming down at different times on its own. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess it's fine.
All right. So, with your forecast, what would you think the amount of snow we would get from this would be in terms of inches?
It is pretty hard to estimate only because of what I was saying. Like the snow is coming at different speeds. Like it's been stopping and going at different speeds. So I would say maybe 4 or more inches of snow. It could be nothing like that or close, but that's my guess.
Yeah, that is my guess too. Okay. Is there anything else that you would like to show us before we go back to analyze what is currently going on right now?
No, thank you.
All right. We will come back to you here in just a moment. Alright, so the snowfall, as you can tell, is already picking up, like substantially picking up right now. Um, Based on what we're seeing, the GFS model could actually be accurate here. Um, with around 6 to 12 inches of snow is basically, I've upped my forecast to that now, based on what I'm seeing here for South Tulsa. And this isn't even the heaviest snow band yet. This is not even the heaviest snow band yet. We're going to continue looking here at what we're getting. Once again, we're going to visit the Storm Prediction Center. All right, yeah, we're going to look at the Storm Prediction Center here for a little bit, and we're going to go on to the Day 3 outlook right now to see, once again, another slight risk of storms is expected. And plus, with that, that also brings probability for tornadoes. All right, this is the probability of severe weather within 25 miles of a point. So we have 15%. That is a slight risk. Categorical. Yeah, definitely that area as well. Okay, so Tallahassee, Albany, Dothan, Warner Robins, and Valdosta. Once again, those names all too familiar after yesterday had the enhanced risk of storms that we were seeing as Winter Storm Uri moved through that area as well, and it brought a huge severe weather and actually an EF2 tornado hitting up in Georgia. That brought some severe damage as well. Okay, so now that that's over, we're going to take a look at the radar once again. And we're going to see if any of this has accumulated in just a second. But down here, you can see in this area, yeah, little pockets of heavy snowfall is currently located in the metro. So if you live in this area, you can see that there is little bits of heavy snow pockets like right there, right there, right there, and right here. Those areas are all substantially heavy snow pockets. So when that passes over you, you're going to get literally a downpour of snow for a quick second before that moves off a little bit later in the evening. All right. Taking this out, you can see, yeah, once again, this radar still has us getting in this substantially large system for about the rest of the night, according to the radar. All right, so let's go ahead and check the minute cast right now and see what we're at here. This is what I'm seeing. Heavy snowfall. This is heavy snow all the way until about 11:30. We're going to be live for you throughout this heavy snow as long as we can to bring you the latest information possible. Okay, so with the wintercast here, what we're really going to look at, yeah, this storm is now expected to bring above 3 inches. And then the temperature and wind, yeah, they're going to be on the rise a little bit, up to about 25 degrees. Tomorrow is the high. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the current snowfall. It's currently not measured right now, which is kind of strange. But the snowfall forecast still, this is snow that is still to come for Tulsa, Oklahoma. So if you live down here in South Tulsa, you can still expect an additional 3 to 4 inches of snow, give or take. North Tulsa up here, the Tulsa Metro, you can expect about 2 to 3 inches, give or take. But of course, the further south you go, the more snow you're going to get, because most of the snow is going to stay south of the I-40. So that is something to look out for if you live down in this area, because you still, if you live here, you still have half a foot of snow left to come. This whole area, we are looking for significantly heavy snowfall. We're looking at about half a foot of snow. All right, we're going to go back out live to Fawcett right now. It's just in that Sydney is going to be taking just a short break from live coverage out there. So we're going to be going to Fawcett here. All right. So we're going to be going over to Fawcett here in just a moment, just so that we can see what is currently happening with the storms, with the snow over where he is at right now. As soon as his stuff loads in, because this is taking just a little bit of time. Yeah, the heavy snow is actually kind of cutting into our internet at this point. And he's out there doing absolutely amazing for us. So, gotta give him just a little bit of time so that he can get ready. However, we are experiencing some technical issues right now, I'm hearing. So while we wait for that to occur, we'll have to get fixed. The majority... Oh. Nope. Still no video yet. But the majority of the snow accumulations will occur tonight through midday tomorrow. We're still not getting any video from Fawcett's end right now. Blowing and drifting snow is less of a concern than with the first storm. And then we can expect travel difficulties and reduced visibilities during the heaviest snowfall, which will be coming tonight. We are still having issues with Andrew Fawcett's camera over here. So yeah, we are having a little bit of technical issues. So yeah, he has we'll be cutting back to him hopefully whenever he does get that fixed. Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay, we can see you now. Sort of. Yes. Okay. Switching over to you. All right, what are you seeing?
So as you can probably see right now, there is a bunch of snow coming right now. We have some slight winds going about this direction, and it's making it a pretty negative experience.
It looks like it. What would you say your snowfall rate is?
Some pretty spiral winds, and it's all over the place right now.
It looks like it. From what I can see outside the headquarters, again, the snow is coming down sideways. Okay, what would you say the snowfall rate right now would be? Okay, so we are, again, experiencing technical difficulties.
Up to 2.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
But no more than that.
We couldn't hear what you just said. You cut out significantly there.
So as far as how much...
You're cutting out once again.
...is going to be accumulating from this. I'm thinking maybe about 1 to 1.
All right, yeah, it looks like it. Have you seen any additional accumulation since we last threw to you? Yeah, that really heavy snow right there is making it a little bit difficult to see and hear what is going on out in the field there. So we're going to have to give it just a minute at this time. Fawcett. Okay, how much snow are you getting? Yeah, we are getting an echo from your end as well.
We may be having some difficulties here.
Yeah, I would
I
assume
believe I
so.
would.
All right,
I
well,
did move location. That may be why.
yeah, all right, well, we're gonna come back to you then, and
I'm gonna go ahead and move back, and we're gonna see if that helps.
yeah, all right, well, we'll come right back to you in about a minute or so, just to see if that does fix anything. Okay. Looking at that snowfall density, I would agree with this right now. 5.2 inches of snowfall density. I definitely 100% agree with that as of right now, because from what it looks like, we are getting a significant amount of snow, and it is still blowing really heavily from where I can see. Yeah, alright. So, we are not going to be throwing to Sydney as much because she's going to be taking breaks between coverage as well, which is totally alright with me. Okay. So, looking right now here at the National Weather Service, there has been no new warnings or anything issued lately. Looking at wind, what Fawcett was talking about with the wind, 6 mile per hour winds right now at about 11 mile per hour wind accumulation, which is basically just wind gusts. But that will be on the increase within the next 24 hours. We're going to be seeing, yeah, so within the next 5 days, we should see those winds increase a little bit. But over the next 24 hours from now, we shouldn't really see that much wind. So wind is definitely not the threat with this system as it definitely moves in. Let's go ahead and take a look at the satellite. We haven't seen that recently. Alright, so yeah, with this, you can see right now a crazy, really cold cloud tops once again are starting to form. If you can take a look here, you can see these areas with cold cloud tops. We're not expecting that big of cloud tops here because these storms are not really prone to making that convection that we do have with other storms. But however, you can see with here, the darker bands here usually mean heavier snowfall. So that is basically what we can expect throughout the next few hours in the night that we will be live with you. Yeah, it appears that the snow is still falling at an angle. So it is still snowing really hard. Okay, let's go ahead and try Fawcett again to see if that is going to work out. And if his audio is better at this point. So we're going to come right back to him here in just a second. All right. Oh. Okay, then we'll actually not go to him yet.
So, frostbite's a bit of a bummer from what I've heard.
Yeah, frostbite is definitely a big thing that is going to occur today. If you're outside, do not go outside if you don't need to. All right, Fawcett, we are ready. What are you experiencing? This is very bizarre. The second
It's coming down at a pretty fast rate, as you can probably see.
Yeah, I can see. Is there anything that you've noticed?
The wind is still all over the place. It's not coming from one direction. So
All right.
wind, it's not, but it's really all over the place.
That is definitely interesting. We could barely hear you there because the audio is so bad and your internet connection is not great. But obviously you can imagine why, considering the amount of snowfall that we are seeing there. Fawcett, how is the snow accumulation going for you?
As far as accumulation is concerned, I'm not seeing too much staying there.
Yeah. All right. So once again, how is this two types of snows interacting on the ground? Is it like still piling up, or is the wet snow starting to evaporate, or what's going on with that?
At the moment, it's just kind of sitting on top and not really reacting whatsoever.
All right. Yeah, I can definitely agree with that. So do you see the snow increasing throughout the night?
Yeah, I mean, this rate is quite frankly insane.
Yeah.
It, it, it,
Okay, so we are once again having some difficulties with Andrew Fawcett's live shot right now. I'm thinking that a better location would probably need to be scouted out in order for this to be fixed. Because we have been seeing... Oh, okay, so your video is improving. Do you mind saying that again?
So far I'm seeing the snow. It's accumulating on the ground, and it's not really mixing with the older snow that we're seeing that came from Uri.
Yeah, I would imagine. All right. So we
Getting,
will...
some wind right now, and it's highly directional right now. It's coming right at me.
Yeah, it looks like it because on your screen it appears that the snow is, in fact, moving sideways.
Yeah.
So it does look like that.
As you can probably see, there is some wind coming, and it's going completely sideways very, very fast.
Yeah, that appears to be the case. How big are these snowflakes?
They're additionally to how fast they're coming down, they are pretty sizable. So I think it's safe to say we're going to see some pretty substantial accumulation over the next couple hours.
Yeah, because believe it or not, this snow is expected to increase, actually, in terms of the amount of snow we're getting. All right, is there anything else that you would like to bring our attention to?
Not right now, no.
All right, well then, we will be coming back to you in just a moment. Right now, we're going to be looking again at another radar update, which, again, has been closed out. That keeps happening. I'm going to try and fix that so that that doesn't really happen again. But we're going to take a look at the radar, not only for Tulsa, but we're going to be taking a look at the radar for other places as well, like Tennessee, this area around Nashville. You guys are going to be getting a little bit of isolated snow showers here and there before the big event comes tomorrow. But mainly what we're looking at is Winter Storm Uri, which is up here. And that is currently impacting cities in Maine, like Caribou, Maine, Eagle Lake, Fort Kent, all these areas. You're going to be getting actually really substantial amount of snowfall, like Island Falls, all these areas. Same thing over here as well. This is all from a major winter storm, Uri, that has just passed through and is exiting the area now. You can see all of these isolated snow showers, basically just an appetizer for what is yet to come over here that is brewing down here with another major winter storm, Viola, that will be moving up here. It will actually be another significant nor'easter, just like this one. This is definitely a record-breaking winter season for us here in the Southern Plains. All right, now that that's done, let's go ahead and take a look here at temperatures. Okay, so we're going to see how long these temperatures are still going to be below freezing. And if you take a look, all of this blue area right here are all temperatures below 32 degrees. All of this pink area right here, these are temperatures below freezing. So these are below 0 degrees that we are going to be seeing moving through. So the Arctic air is still hanging around. It is not going anywhere anytime soon, actually. So we're going to be taking a look at how long it's going to stay and how cold it's actually going to get. We're going to be hanging around the teens to upper 20s now. So it's going to start warming up after this. So after Winter Storm Viola moves through tomorrow, that'll pretty much hopefully be it for the snowfall here in Tulsa. Already a record-breaking snowfall season, and I think we might actually, if this Winter Storm Viola does improve, or overperform, not improve, overperform, then we could see the all-time snowfall record be broken. Okay, so this is currently at about Friday, and as this is going in, 2 degrees, and then on Friday, everyone, look at that, 39. We are finally coming out of the below freezing temperatures. So that's going to definitely be a breath of fresh air for all of those involved. We have spent over a week below freezing, and it's been really cold. Plus, those wind chills have been absolutely ridiculous. So, and it's just come to my attention that Sydney is about to go outside. So we'll go over to her whenever she's ready for us. It does appear from the window of my room right now that the snowfall has indeed picked up quite a lot. But okay, so for now we're going to go ahead and we're going to go down to Oklahoma City. We haven't been there in a while. Alright, so here is currently the heavy snowfall area. Most likely areas. So areas in the yellow, that you are going to be least likely to experience heavy snowfall. Areas in the orange, more likely. And areas in the red is most likely. So that's for you, Oklahoma City and Durant and Ada and Ardmore and Lawton and Wichita Falls. All of you are having heavy snowfall coming in your area. So yes, an area of heavy snow is expected from Oklahoma City southward along I-35 around 6 to 10 p.m. this evening. And then another area will extend just north of I-40 from western Oklahoma to eastern Oklahoma and into central Oklahoma. So you can see here all of the winter storm warnings are currently in effect for this area. All right, so let's go ahead and we're going to move on now to snowfall forecast for this area. Oklahoma City, around 4 to 6 inches. I think we could see about 6 to 8 for your area. Ardmore and Ada, about 6 to 8. I say that's pretty much as you're going to get. A few isolated spots of 8 to 12 possible. For Tulsa, I also think that you would see about 6 to 8 from this system as well, considering the amount of heavy snowfall that we are getting. The temperatures are expected to finally rise above freezing this weekend, just as we went over. Heavy snow is possible. Okay, so let's take a look here at the national forecast charts. So this is a very busy map right now that we will be going over after we head out to Sydney, who is currently ready to go right the way back outside for us to who's ready to go outside to show us what the snow is like for us right here at headquarters. Okay, Sydney, you are on air. What are you seeing?
Right now, I'm seeing a lot of snowfall. Like snowflakes are all over, sticking on the fence now. Yeah, it's very foggy out here. The snowfall has increased a lot, and it's sticking to like almost everything out here. We haven't gained too much snow that I know to my knowledge. I don't really see anything personally, but I do see lots of snowflakes and snowfall falling down really fast, and it's sticking a lot.
It looks like it. Would you say that this is still a wet snow or a cold or a dry snow that's falling in the area?
I would do wet. Actually, just like Fawcett could earlier, I can hear it hitting me in my coat right now, like hitting like everything. I would say it's wet because it's pretty sticky.
Yeah, I would imagine so. Okay, so from where you are, would you say that the snow is accumulating pretty quickly, or is it just like slowly on the rise? Okay, so it appears that we are experiencing again technical difficulties with. Oh,
It's good.
all right. Is it better? All right. I didn't hear anything that you just said. Could you please repeat that? All right. All right. We will be coming back to you. Can you still? All right. Could you say that again? We still didn't hear anything about that we just asked.
I didn't hear you at all because you had asked me a question. And yeah, it's pretty much just really cold, really thick. Basically, all that's changed is it's foggy and the snowfall is coming down. It's increased by speed a lot more than I thought it would. And yeah, that's all.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much to Sydney out here with us. We're going to be looking at some other things now. Um, let's take a look again at the radar. We're going to refresh and we're going to take a look at some other areas like the icing zone that we saw earlier today before the snow started. We actually got a nice, more defined ice band right around this area. So if you're in the area of Rankin or Imperial or in these guys, you are getting this ice that is going to be moving westward a little bit. And Sanderson, you're currently in wintry mix, some heavy wintry mix. So that's a mix between snow and freezing rain, which is also something that we don't want because that is going to make the roads very, very hazardous. So if you're in Sanderson, it appears that this big band is going to make its way into your area before eventually turning into rain as well. So you are almost out, but of course the most hazardous part of the storm is still to your west. So let's go ahead and take this a little bit further. You can see that actually, according to Futurecast radar, that snow band, this is very glitchy, so we actually have no clue what they are going to be getting as well. All right. If you're in Dallas here, you can see, once again, you're still getting that snowfall. But up here in Brick Burnett and Patrol and Ryan and all these areas over here, right now, actually, you're in some significant snow bands. So right now is when you would be seeing most of your accumulation start to begin, or actually most of your accumulation happen. See, this whole darker shades of blue here is where the heaviest snowfall totals are currently going to be happening. So if you're in Wichita Falls, Brick Burnett, Wakurna, Ryan, I can't read that because there's a line through there, or Electra, you're going to be currently in the worst of Winter Storm Viola right now, dropping about 1 to 2 inches per hour snowfall rate. That is definitely going to affect visibility a lot. Yes. Also, keep in mind, we are still having pipes being frozen. So, yes, pipes are bursting. If you don't know how to keep safe from doing that, make sure that you open up the cabinets so that you allow heat to your faucets as well. And make sure you turn on the water just a little bit so that water is dripping out of your faucet. It makes it to where the water pressure or the pressure inside your pipes is basically at 0 so that there's no damage of a pipe burst. So just make sure that doesn't happen. All right. So we're going to go ahead and take this radar in a little bit. We are still expecting some major snowfall happening right now. All right. So looking at that, that is what is going to be occurring later. Okay, so we're going to head right back out to Andrew Fawcett right now. We haven't gone to him in a while. We're going to see what is currently going on in his neck of the woods down there. If you can hear me, we're going to be coming to you in just a few moments to see how the snow is currently handling. I do hope that we have better quality with you. Oh, all right. Yeah, so we just actually heard that he is not going to be outside right now. But we are going to cut to him, or try to cut to him, for additional information at some point. Because he is not outside right now. So we'll be back in with you in a moment. Okay. I think that we should actually cut right back outside to Sydney and Gabriel as well. So Sydney and Gabriel, we're going to be coming out to you in just a moment. All right. We were going to go out to Andrew Fawcett, but he is not available right now. Okay, so Sydney and Gabriel, what are you seeing?
I'm seeing, like I was saying, the fog has increased a lot, and it's honestly the snow. They're very little snowflakes, but it's very cold and moving very fast. So I'm excited to see what happens. But yeah, what do you think on the weather and the snow right now? The snow falling right now is very good, but snow we used to have is dry. I don't think I can make a snowball. He wants to make a snowball to see how the snow tries to
All
see
right.
how the snow's gonna work. I don't know.
Yeah, so
It's
clearly you can
still
see it is still very powdery snow because the main snow accumulation still has yet to begin. And even though that we are still getting the snow, most of it underneath it is still probably going to be dry. So there's still not going to be snowball fight weather or snowman making weather.
Yeah, it's like very hard. I mean, I guess very crunchy. If I had to describe it, I don't know. It's very cold. So I am seeing. I feel like this is very sticky, wet snow. I don't know if you can see that on the fence right here. It's very little snowflakes, but coming in very fast. Like I was saying, but we did get a big snowstorm, and it was very dry, cold snow. So I want to see how this wet snow and sticky snow sticks with the dry snow. And Gabriel made a snowball.
All right, did you make one? All right, it is very tiny. It does look very small, so it's not really a traditional snowball. But kudos to you for getting that snow to stick together. That is
I'm
uh,
surprised.
that is a feat of its own right there.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what happens with this sticky and dry snow. It's going down hard.
So wait, have you seen an increase in snowfall?
Yes. It has. It was coming down very fast. Like I said, it was changing speeds. Like it was stopping, going fast. But now I literally, it's very. It's like much louder. I can hear it hitting me. You can. I don't know if you can see it again on the fence we have here. It's very thick and sticky. It's like sticking to my hair, my hat, everything. It's increased a lot.
All right. Is there anything else that you would like us to see?
Um, increase of fog a whole lot. Like it's yeah, it's pretty foggy out here, and it looks pretty bright still, even though it is night where I am right now. It's like very foggy out here, but yeah, that's all.
Yeah, I can imagine. All right, Fawcett, do you have any thoughts on the situation right now?
From what I can see here from my direction, we're still getting pretty strong directional winds coming down, and the snow is basically sideways right now. We're getting big curtains coming across, and it doesn't show any sense of stopping at the moment.
Yeah. Has it increased since we last talked to you?
At this point, it's kind of hard to gauge if it's increased or not, but it definitely has not decreased.
Yeah. All right. Also, another question. Do you plan on going back outside?
We will see. I will check how my internet's doing at different points, but it's up in the air at the moment.
All right. Now, we are about 40 to 50 minutes away from the heaviest snow bands making their way in. Let me just let that know. Are the first of heavy snow bands. We actually have multiple that are going to be coming through the Tulsa area. Tulsa right now is getting really hit very hard with the snow. Okay, so we're going to go right back to the winter cast here so that we can take a look at the current next the snowfall that is still left to come for us here. If there's been any updates in that, still 4 inches down here for around this area. Still a little bit more about. All right. So still about 3 to 4 inches for southern Tulsa that is still expected. So if you're in the area, we seen any accumulation is what we're looking at now? No. So according to this, there has been no measurable snow accumulation just yet. Here in Oklahoma City, though, you've gotten about less than an inch of snow additional right now. Um, However, the further south you go, the more snow that has been accumulated. I expect this all to change as the night goes on. Down here in Dallas, still around 0 snow accumulation. However, over here, about 9 to 10 to a foot of snow up in these areas. And the reason that we do have a blizzard warning in this area is because look at this in the mountains here. All right, they got significant powdery snow from Winter Storm Uri, and all of that is going to start sliding down those mountains. So if you're in the path of these avalanches, make sure to find a safe place and do not get buried under the snow. All right, Fawcett, do you have thoughts on that?
At the moment, from what I can see from my room, just in general, or based on what you just said, again, if you are having avalanche issues, please do seek shelter. That's a dangerous situation.
Yes, it is a very dangerous situation.
As far as snowfall is concerned, for me personally, it's not slowing down at all, and visibility is becoming a pretty big issue. From my window, there's normally a power plant that I can see from about a mile away.
Yeah.
Cannot see it at the moment. It is completely gone.
So according to our current information, visibility has now dropped to about less than a half mile. So actually around a quarter of a mile visibility because of the amount of snow that we are still getting. And I wouldn't be surprised if right now we would start to see some snow accumulation beginning. Fawcett, would you think the same?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now, and I think it's entirely possible that we're going to start to see some accumulation here soon.
Yeah, me too. All right, so we should start getting into those super, super heavy snow late this evening at about 10:30 into 11. So I don't know if we are still going to be live for that. There is a chance, but at the same time, not entirely sure at this point. Okay, so
Just then, we do have an update on the NWS Storm Prediction Center Twitter if you want to pull that out.
yeah, I will do that. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and pull up what has just decided to stop. Okay, so area of moderate to heavy snow will shift northward. So what you can see in this little area, you can see that is where the heaviest snow is going to hit. And it said that it's going to shift northward. So where my cursor is right now, actually, you know, I'm just going to... That is Tulsa County right there. So this area, that is where the heaviest snow is going to be. And they're saying that it's going to shift northward throughout the night. So if this is Tulsa right here, that means that they're going to get pretty heavy snow throughout the night. So we're going to be looking into that as well and going on the probabilities. Now that will be the case later this evening. Fawcett, what do you think about those?
I mean, I think it's really cool. It's really interesting right now how it is coming down and how the storm is dropping snow on all these areas.
Yeah, it is dropping a lot, quite actually substantial amount of snow now. And the fact that here in Tulsa we're getting 2 significant back-to-back winter storms like this is actually something you don't see every day. And it is making this winter probably the worst one that we've had in recent years, in my opinion, because that icing we got earlier before Uri, and then we had 10 inches of snow from Uri. And here we have Viola that's coming in. It's going to be interesting to see what we wake up to tomorrow in terms of the amount of snow that's coming down. Actually, looking out my window right now, I'm starting to see sheets of snow that's falling down. It looks like the snow is starting to pick up a little bit more. Would you agree?
Absolutely. It's definitely not fun to seeing these sheets created by this wind coming down, and it's pretty fast right now.
Yeah, I think so actually. The winds are actually around 11 mile per hour gusts. That doesn't sound like a lot, but believe me, those gusts do make a difference in terms of snowfall because like a little bit of wind can push that snow to fall in a different direction, and it can actually affect the accumulation that is going to be occurring. So that is definitely something that we got to look towards as well. Fawcett, by the way, do you have any other updates for us?
As far as from the National Weather Service, I'm not seeing anything, but I will let you know if we get any updates.
All right. So according to updates now, we're going to take another look at the radar right now just to see what is going on. So if you live right now in Amarillo, all right, or Pampa, or in this general area as a whole, you're getting some pretty significant and heavy snow right now. That is all going to be moving into Tulsa, Oklahoma at some point. You can see what we're really looking at is this area right here. That's going to be pushing its way north. All right, around that way. So Okmulgee, Bixby, Muskogee, Tahlequah, Tulsa, Skiatook, Salina, Stillwater, Oklahoma City. You still have yet to get some more heavy snow that's on the way. But mainly this thing over here is going to be moving a little bit north. So if you live in Enid, Woodward, Hennessy, and Stillwater, you should also be watching this area for potential development of the system right here. So we are going to be closely watching this throughout the stream this evening. So that is something that we need to see. All right, Fawcett, do you have thoughts on that?
Nothing new, really all the same stuff. Don't go outside if you don't have to, y'all.
Yeah. Definitely do not go outside if you do not have to go outside, because frostbite will begin to set in about 30 minutes of going outside on any exposed skin. The process will, of course, be fastened a little bit. Fastened, I meant quickened. It will be quickened a little bit, or I can't find the right word for that. But that process will be sped up if you get wet on any. If the exposed skin gets wet, the process of frostbite will be sped up. There we go. So definitely don't go outside if you do not have to. Also, driving is strongly discouraged because currently, with the current snow-covered roads and this really wet snow, whatever snow doesn't accumulate and just sits there, that will technically turn into ice. So the roads are going to be very, very hazardous coming up here in the next few hours. Okay, Fawcett, we have been streaming for about 100 minutes. Do you have any thoughts so far this far in the coverage?
Once again, if you're out there and you don't need to, get back inside. It's really not a safe environment at the moment.
Yeah, definitely not safe whatsoever. All right, so what I was saying is we're going to be looking here at this national forecast chart. Now, this is right before we went live out to Sydney and Gabriel. But here you can see all of the white area is snow. All of the hatched in area, like here, that is where heavy snow is likely. So that's up here, down there, and around this area as well. So this is for today. Ice and freezing rain is possible around here. So if you live in that area today, you need to be careful. Now, if you don't know what these lines mean, the blue lines that look like banners, that's a cold front. The warm lines over here, that's a warm front. And then these hatched lines here, those are what we call surface troughs, or a trough of equal low pressure. That basically just means that this low right here is extended out. So, like a non-circular low, basically is what that means. Now, this right here, when they have two of the same front together, that's what we call a stationary front. So that going in there, you can see cold fronts are going to be coming in, making everything a little bit colder before they get a little bit warmer. So that is something to look forward to next weekend. here we are tomorrow. You can see we are still getting some snow, but the main area of concern is this part of the country right here. You can see this really has it all. We got the ice, we got the heavy snow, we got the severe weather threat, and the thunderstorms over here. This has everything, so this is definitely going to be something to watch tomorrow, as the weather is definitely going to be crazy. And then here we are once again on day 3. So this is for Thursday, and what you can see right now is still the ice threat is continuing up here as well. Still for these same areas, severe weather threat is still there. There's actually going to be a low pressure area right there as well that is going to be helping aid in the production of these severe storms. Now, what's this over here? Yup, you guessed it. That is a third winter storm. Where that is going to go is still questionable, but it's looking like it might either come down, it might go down here, or it might just cut across the upper plains. Fawcett, what do you think about this one?
It's going to be really interesting to see if we get a new winter storm, and I'm curious to see where it's going to go.
I honestly hope that it doesn't come down here. It's looking unlikely. It's looking likely that we won't get snow because this is going to be coming into the weekend, and this weekend we are going to be above freezing a little bit. However, if it does come down here, and let's say temperatures stay below freezing for a little bit longer, because why would they not, then we should see some more snowfall, but I really hope we don't. And if we don't, then we are going to get some heavy rain out of this, and possibly some severe weather. I'm not entirely sure yet, though, so take that with a grain of salt. So you can see we have multiple storm systems that are moving up the way. This is definitely something that I have not seen before, these multiple storm systems. Alright, so moving back here, we are going to go... And we're going to be taking a look down here in the Arkansas area really quick. You can see here's the regional weather that's moving in. This all right here, all of this is snow. And that green stuff you see is the heavy snow bands. So this right here is going to push its way up into Tulsa. You can see a little bit of surface rotation. That's because there is a low pressure right there. Now, that actually is kind of why there's a little bit of a hole in the clouds. That is where the center of circulation would technically be. But it's going to be slowly circulating up. Not really enough to be giving you a full circulation, but it's going to be rotating just ever so slightly as it makes its way into Little Rock, Arkansas. And it's going to take a general path of about that. All right. Here is cold weather safety. Don't forget your P's. People, check on family and friends, especially those without adequate heat. Pets, provide them with warm shelter and be sure thawed drinking water is available. Pipes, allow warm air to circulate near plumbing and let water drip. Also, bring any plants that are still outdoors indoors and cover them up. Here's your winter travel, all right? So if you have to go outside at all right, share your travel with friends and family. Pack an emergency supply kit. Charge your cell phone. Make sure it is completely charged. Make sure your vehicle has a full gas tank. Check the latest information for the latest road conditions. Be sure tires have adequate tread and are properly inflated. And then make sure that you leave the road, or make sure you leave your house with the latest weather forecast so that you know what to expect on the roads out there. I'm not saying that you should go out on the roads, but if it's absolutely necessary, these are the tips that you should follow to ensure your safety. All right, here's the snow forecast for you. 6 to 8 inches of snow for Hot Springs and Little Rock. Searcy, Jonesboro, West Memphis, all of you guys are going to get a lot of snow. Sorry, my nose is actually, it's impacting my speech a little bit. Fawcett, do you have any thoughts? I don't even think he heard that. All right. So we are expecting lots of this snow here. Here are snow totals from February 14th through 15th. So there is, these are the total amounts of snow from both Winter Storm Uri and Winter Storm Viola. You can see 2 to 4 inches for Fayetteville, around 4 to 6 inches for Russettville, 6 to 8 for that area right here around this area, about 6 to 8 inches. And for you in Little Rock, you are getting either 6 to 8 inches here or 8 to 10. It depends where you are located within that area. 6 to more than 10 inches of snow piled up from southwest into central northeast sections of the state. So just be prepared for school closures and business closures from that. All right. So that is that stuff. Andrew Fawcett, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Do you have anything that you would like to say about this?
I mean, at the moment, it's nothing new. Just stay safe out there. Be prepared. Don't do anything stupid.
Yeah. I would definitely advise that you do not do any of these stupid things.
I am still having internet issues. However, I will be periodically going out, checking, and then coming back and reporting to you all.
All right. So let us know whenever you see anything new or anything that goes a little bit heavier. From outside my window, it appears that the snow does seem to be picking up a little bit. However, the snow is small. The snowflakes are small and not wet and big.
Yeah, with my lighting, it's really hard to see out my window, so I'm actually going to go out there and check what it is and then come report back.
All right, you do that, and we'll be here waiting for you. All right. Have we had any updates with the Winter Storm Severity Index based on what we're seeing? No, we have not. Actually, we have Oklahoma City. You're out of the major impact zone now. The major impact zone has switched. Little Rock, you are barely in it still, but it has shifted a little bit northeast there. So we should be getting out of that any moment now. I am really sorry about that, Echo. There's nothing I can do about that. Okay. Moving on to us here, Tulsa, Oklahoma radar. We haven't really checked the radar in a hot minute, so we're going to be looking at that again. But first, we're going to be looking here to see if there's been an update in the snow that is still to come for South Tulsa. Yep, you're still going to be expecting around 3 to 3.3 inches around this time. All right. Now we're going to look at the radar and see if there's been any developments. It appears that Tulsa, we are now solidly inside this snowstorm right now. All right, this is going to continue to all move west. You can see there's this little area of really heavy snow that's currently affecting Covington and Perry. However, that should be moving to the north of us, around that area. So you shouldn't be getting that band. However, there is stuff brewing down here, as you can see, that's going to be moving to our north. This is definitely a very large system. And you can definitely see how Tulsa, we've just gotten into it. So this is only the beginning, and conditions are still going to continue to deteriorate from here. Okay. So we are just going to wait a little bit longer for Andrew Fawcett to get back up here and tell us what he is seeing from outside. It should be any minute now. Amarillo Canyon here. You are now inside of this heavy snow band. Isolated heavier areas are possible. If you can see all of these dotted areas of darker blue, those are where snowfall is expected to be greater than 2 inches per hour rates. So we have all of this that's going to be moving to our north just shortly over the night. So if you're in this area, be sure to watch for that. Snow accumulation still expected to be about 4 to 8 inches. Looking at the latest on the Wintercast here, heavy snow is still expected to start up around 11 and continue on throughout the rest of the night. So y'all got to be significantly careful, or y'all got to be really careful going out. If you have any other plans, I mean, I would recommend canceling them or postponing them until after the storm has passed, because later this evening there is going to be some significant snowfall that's coming in your area, which is going to lower visibility a lot, and it's going to create really, really hazardous road conditions. Okay, Fawcett, are you here? Yeah, I assume he is still out looking at the snow. And there is an echo, so we're going to go ahead and do that for now. I think that's better. Nope. Alright, so sorry about that echo. If you guys are hearing an echo, that is coming from Fawcett's camera or microphone there, because he didn't move it or turn it off when he went to go look at the snow. So the audio quality has definitely decreased by a lot. Alright, so if you guys have any questions about snow for your area, leave them in chat and I'll go over them. But for now, that is definitely about it for the latest information that we have received from the National Weather Service at this point. So once again, looking at Tulsa, Oklahoma area, I mean, I would not be surprised if we got a little bit more than 4 to 6 inches of snow. I mean, the snow might overperform just a little bit. All right. Anyways, I know. All right. So another winter storm will be bringing additional impactful snow accumulations to eastern Oklahoma and northwest Arkansas, beginning this evening and continuing into Wednesday and perhaps Thursday. A winter storm warning remains in effect for all of the forecast area from 4 p.m. today through 6 a.m. Thursday. So keep in mind, all of Wednesday, you're going to be under a winter storm warning as well. And until about 6 a.m. Thursday, if we go ahead and click on Tulsa County, you can see 6 p.m. Wednesday, or maybe even midnight. Based on here, yeah, 6 a.m. on the 18th. And it is currently the 16th. So we are going to have a few more days left in that winter storm warning, because there is still going to be lots of snow that's going to be impacting our area. All right, let's go. Whoa. Sorry about that. My microphone just fell off the table. All right, let's go back and look at when this snow should be out of here and when we should be done getting snow for at least a few weeks. All right, so for now, you can see we're currently in the storm. This is for the Euro model, by the way. And it will be continuing northeast over the next day or so. This is at 1 p.m., and we should be out of it by then. However, what are we seeing over here? Yeah, that's right. There is another isolated snow shower area that could potentially push its way in here if temperatures do cooperate with us. But if not, generally models are showing that this thing should dissipate until, of course, we get another winter storm that should stay about north of us up there just for a little bit. All right. So if you are in Tulsa, you should be out of here by about 1 p.m. The snow should be over for you, according to the Euro model, of course. Now, of course, what is Waco, Texas area looking like overnight? Okay, so we're going to go down to Waco, Texas here, and we're going to see what is going on with you guys. Here in Waco, that should be around south of Dallas. So here you are, overnight. So this is right now. Waco, you should be getting into some heavy snow as well about 1 a.m. And then you should be getting some pretty significant freezing rain as well. Winter storm warning is currently in effect for you. Right now, you from the Euro model, you should be getting about half an inch of snow. And then from the GFS, we'll go ahead and say about an inch. NAM, 0 inches. So your snowfall totals definitely are not going to be that hefty. But looking at Waco here, we're actually going to go look. Waco. Okay, so for you, Waco, once again, you're going to be getting a significant ice storm that is going to be coming in throughout the next few days. About a quarter of an inch to a half an inch of ice is still possible for your area. This is overnight. You should be getting about 1 to 3 inches of snow added on top of that. Looking here, your ice should begin about Wednesday at about 10 a.m. You should already be at like quarter of an inch of ice, and it should be continuing on the uprise as well. Same thing with your snow. This is basically the same forecast for Dallas. Looking here for you guys in this area, this is the snow that you're going to still get throughout the rest of the night, and it's looking like a little less or a little bit more than an inch depending on where you are in the city. So you can look forward to that, I guess, but not the ice. The ice is definitely a bad thing, and I wouldn't be surprised if there were many closures tomorrow as well, and I just closed out of the radar again. So I wonder, is Andrew Fawcett back? Are you?
Yes, I am.
All right. Have you seen anything new with the snow? Also, yes, that does include freezing rain.
Sorry about that. I missed all of that. I accidentally refreshed Discord and not Twitter.
Have you seen? Okay, what have you seen? Have you seen anything new?
So, when I was out there, I wish I could be live out there, but internet's not allowing for it. The particle size has gone down substantially. However, the density is much, much higher. There is a lot of snow in the air with the wind. It's all directional. It's coming down. The visibility is next to 0, and it's not great out there.
Yeah, visibility is
As far as
0.1.
accumulation is concerned, over the past hour and a half that it's been snowing, I've seen about a I'd say a 3/4 to 1 inch ish accumulation in parts that were completely blank. It's kind of hard to tell how much has accumulated on places where we already have snow because it's hard to tell where that barrier is. But at least on solid ground, it's about 3/4 to 1 inch of accumulation so far.
Yeah, it's going to be really difficult to actually find out how much snow that falls here on Tulsa because we already have about 9 to 10 inches on the ground right now from Winter Storm Uri. And with Winter Storm Viola that's currently moving over us right now, that's still going to dump a significant amount of snow again. And we're not going to be able to tell how much snow it dumps because we're not going to be able to tell which is Uri snow and which is Viola snow. So, Fawcett, do you have anything else that you would like to let us know or inform us about?
Especially now after looking at it a bit, so more now than ever, try not to leave your house unless you absolutely have to. The visibility right now is next to 0, and it's really just not a good idea at the moment.
Yeah, I actually completely believe you right there. Looking outside, yeah, there's a lot of snow falling right now. From what I can see, I'm actually a little bit interested to see what I'll wake up to tomorrow in terms of how much snow is going to fall. How much snow do you think is going to accumulate over the night, in your opinion?
In total, I'm thinking we're getting 3 to 4-ish, maybe even 5. That's definitely on the higher end, but I'm looking at it right now, and I think it may be possible given how long we're going to see precipitation.
Yeah, we're going to be seeing precipitation into tomorrow. So, if you are living in Tulsa, Oklahoma, or this area, you're going to be seeing lots of precipitation, actually. Throughout the rest of the night, those heavy snow bands are going to be moving into your area pretty soon-ish, I would say, in about the next hour or so. The first really heavy snow band is going to be rocking its way in through South Tulsa and up through North Tulsa. So definitely look out for that. All right. So, all right. I accidentally did close out of the radar again. So I'm going to have to open that back up so that we can take, once again, another look at what is going on. Actually, before we do this, we're going to take a slight break because there is something that I need to do really quick. We'll be back to you within about a minute or minute and a half. Don't go anywhere. We're with you for I think the next hour after this. So we'll be back with you in just a moment. All right, so welcome back. Sorry about that. I just had to do a quick thing. We have now returned. Fawcett, we are now back on air.
Welcome. Welcome back, everyone.
Okay, yeah.
And if I go out there, he's going out there with me. So
All right.
but I don't know. I was like, I sucked.
No, you were doing so good. Okay, anyways, we are on air right now.
So many people on there on your mom's Facebook. She advertised it, and so many people saw it.
I know. All right, so sorry about that. We just had a little bit of information coming in our way. We are back live with you now for the next hour, and then we will be ending our coverage there. Fawcett, do you have any expectations for the next hour of coverage?
Not particularly. I think it's going to be interesting to see how the storm progresses. If it's going to gain power or maybe calm down a little.
I honestly think it's going to gain power considering that, yeah, so we're live with you till 10 p.m. here. So we're going to be looking at everything that's going to be needed and covering things. Fawcett is currently manning Twitter right now just in case anything new is currently released or anything like that. Fawcett, do you have any information actually?
I'm going to refresh these pages really quick. Does not appear as if we have anything new from the National Weather Service at the moment.
All right, yeah. Nothing that I can see either. So, we are definitely going to continue back. If anyone watching us does have any questions about anything that we're going to be going over, please let me know because I will be more than happy to look at your forecast for you. Right now, we are still monitoring this area of mixed precipitation and freezing rain that is currently affecting areas down here. So Sanderson, as of right now, you are still not getting into that ice band right here. It is still on the way, y'all. So just be very careful with that. That will make the roads insanely hazardous as this thing starts to move this way just a little bit with that. So looking at this, this rain right here, that is all going to convert to freezing rain right here. So if you're anywhere in this area, you're going to get rain. And then once that moves through, it will convert, of course, to mixed precipitation. So that is a mix between freezing rain and snow. So if you are anywhere in this area, this is very hazardous road conditions for you guys right there. And actually, we are seeing some mixed precipitation down here in Mexico, which is something that you do not see very often. All right, so if you're down here in Corpus Christi as well, in Kingsville, and you guys, Rockport, you're getting a little bit mixed between rain and freezing rain. The temperatures are hovering right around freezing, so you are going to get a little bit between those two. Fawcett, how is the snow out there right now? Can you see from your window?
Yeah. Much as it was a little bit ago, we're still looking at really small snowflakes coming down at a quite frankly startlingly fast rate. Especially with that wind, the sheer velocity that they have on them is kind of impressive, to say the least.
Yeah, certainly so. And clearly, the wet snow and the dry snow are mixing together very well because the wet snow is just sitting happily on top of that dry snow right there. And I'm already seeing, if I can tell, looking outside, it's about an inch higher than when it looked out there last. So I can see it is coming up a little bit. It is filling in some of those holes that people have walked through earlier. Just a tad bit, but I'm not expecting that much accumulation as of yet. Because after all, we have only been in the snow for about an hour. Alright, so taking this future radar into effect, you can see there's a whole area right here of freezing rain that you're going to have to be watching out for. So Harper and Rock Springs and Sonora and everywhere in between, I-10 basically. So see this right here on I-10. So if you have to travel at all on I-10, this area and into San Antonio is going to be, that entire road, all right, is going to be insanely hazardous. So if you have to drive at all on this road, I would go ahead and tell you not to or cancel any plans that involve you to get on here. Because throughout tonight, this is at 9:25 right now, severe freezing rain will be in effect, or not in effect, severe freezing rain will be happening for your area right around here. So make sure you are safe. Fawcett, do you have thoughts on this?
Nothing new. Again, stay inside, be safe.
Yeah, that's basically the main message that we are trying to convey with this situation, of course. Okay, so as of right now, it is pretty heavy snow that we are looking at. It's basically here in Tulsa, Oklahoma, we're looking at moderate to heavy snow right now. It's borderline heavy snow is what we are seeing currently here in Tulsa, Oklahoma, as the heaviest snow bands of Viola is currently rocking right through this area. So that is something new. Fawcett, do you have thoughts again?
Nothing new. Once again, same message as always. Stay safe.
Yeah, same here. So Rogers and Springdale and Elkins, you guys are currently just now getting into that snow. Heavier snow bands are currently still on the way up, guys. So in the last few minutes, we have seen this snow band right here. All right, that one was actually down here. So it is moving pretty quickly. So this storm should be a little bit in and out. We'll be in it until about 7 a.m. tomorrow, mainly. Thank you. Okay, so this band has definitely moved north. And it's going to continue moving north until it hits about Tulsa, Oklahoma. And that should hit us at about 11 to midnight tonight. So that band in the middle there. So just be aware for that. All right. I think we actually should shorten our broadcast by 30 extra minutes. We're going to be with you until about 9:30 covering this event. And then we're going to be taking a little bit of a break, and then we're going to be ending the coverage for the night there, as I still need to do some last minute preparations around my area in my house to try and keep pipes from freezing, and I think, Fawcett, you should do the same, and anyone watching should also do the same for that as well. All right. So, looking at the future wintercast right now. Yep, I just got some broadcast brownies, y'all. Woo! Alright, fellas, I can definitely say that nobody else is watching us right now. It's just you and me. If you were still there, of course.
Yes, yeah, I am.
So, there are only two people, or there's a third one now. Okay, anyways. Winter Storm Viola is currently making a significant pass to the southern plains at this point, and we are going to continue monitoring the snow as it moves in for the next 30 minutes, and then we're going to be going ahead and ending the coverage there, because frankly, it is real late at night, and I am tired. I'm a bit tired from talking for the past 2.5 hours, so we're only going to go for about 30 more minutes. Foster, are you okay with that?
Yeah, sounds good to me.
All right, so let's go right back into the radar area and see, have there been any snow accumulations recorded or reported yet? And for Tulsa, according to this, I'm going to say no, but at the same time, this is a little bit outdated with that ridiculously heavy snow band that is currently moving through right now. I'm very surprised that there's not at least a half an inch of snow accumulation around this area, so it should be a little bit extended out that way to cover at least the Tulsa metro and southern Tulsa areas. But of course, we still have the entire night of snow left to go. So it looks like we are going to be paying attention to snowfall totals. Up here from Winter Storm Uri, about 10 inches of snow has been recorded up here in northern Maine. So you should actually pay. So this is about the same amount of snowfall that is actually fallen here in Tulsa from Winter Storm Uri as well. Is definitely overperformed for us here down in Oklahoma. This one doesn't appear to be overperforming at all. It actually appears to be right within the parameters that have been set for the amount of snowfall that it's going to be given. All right. So, Fawcett, do you still have any thoughts? Because I don't.
Not really. Again, as I say every time, and it probably gets repetitive, but it does really matter. Stay safe, take those proper precautions, drip your faucets, open your cabinets. A pipe leak is definitely not something you want to risk.
Yeah. Especially a pipe burst, because those things, alright, the reason we're telling you to do this so repetitively is because pipe bursts can cost thousands of dollars to repair. And if one happens right in the middle of your home, then you aren't really going to be able to stay there because it's going to be flooding with water because the pipe has bursted. So, even though you are dripping your faucets and getting things set up like that, keep in mind that pipes can still burst. Now, here's a little fun thing over here. 22, okay, I just actually was scrolling around to find this. 22 inches of snow over here. 14 inches of snow here, 15, and look at that, 18 right there. Snow is being accumulated all over these mountains. Yeah, about 21, 19. Look at all that snow. That is a lot of snow that you guys have gotten in that area. All right, so let's go back over here to the main area that we are looking at right now for Tulsa and Oklahoma City. All right, this area is currently the area that we are monitoring right now for significant snowfall. So be prepared for that throughout the night for the next 30 minutes. For the next 30 minutes, we're going to be bringing you the latest information as it comes, but for now, the information isn't really coming as much. Alright, so let's go ahead and go back to windy now. We're going to take a look at some wind accumulations. Alright, definitely some wind gusts up here with Uri. Alright, so this is something new that we should see because earlier today, the winds was actually going the opposite direction of what we see here. It was actually going that way, but that's because Winter Storm Uri, the center of that circulation, has now moved north. Now what we are seeing right now is a little bit of onshore push here. See, if you don't know what this is basically the winds, really actually quite strong winds of about 30 to 40 miles per hour. They are getting pushed onshore. And that is basically going to cause some water to rise up. Maybe just a little bit of storm surge on these islands here. I'm not saying that's going to be feet of snow or feet of water that's coming on the shoreline. But I'm just saying that the water level will rise just a little bit from these winds. Alright. Anyways, I think we have basically covered everything that we need to cover at this point until more information is being released. Fawcett, what are you seeing outside with the snow right now?
Really the same thing as always. Really heavy, fast-moving snow with pretty small particles.
Yeah, it's weird because the particles were expected to be bigger, but it's a bit strange how they're.
Just these winds breaking it up.
Yeah, me too. And the winds aren't nearly as strong as they were with Uri last night, or the night before.
Oh yeah, the winds on Uri were insane.
Yeah, for sure. Alright. Actually, because there is really nothing else to say, because we have covered everything that we need to really cover at this point, Fawcett, do you think that we should end the broadcast now, or should we continue to go?
I think we're good ending now. If we get any more major information, whether it be related to this or not, we may start another stream. We may not. We don't know. We'll see how it goes.
We'll see how it goes. Okay, Fawcett, do you have any closing thoughts on this?
And for the last time, I know it gets repetitive. Stay safe. Take the precautions. You do not want a pipe leak. You do not want frostbite. You don't want a car flipped over in the ditch. So, be safe out there. Drip your faucets, open your cabinets, and just don't go outside.
I wholeheartedly agree with Fawcett there. Make sure that you take the proper precautions, because winter storms are not something that you mess around with. You gotta make sure that your house is safe and that you're warm in case the power goes out, which is, I've heard that there are rolling power outages across the southern plains. If that happens, make sure you have blankets on hand, and then you have all of the things that you need to have, like battery-operated radios, and make sure you charge all of your devices and things, because the power could be out for substantial amounts of hours. So, make sure you do that. Thank you so much for watching us tonight. We've been bringing you coverage. We would have been going a lot longer if the internet hasn't been so bad out in the field. So, or else we would be going a lot longer than this. But we have definitely covered all of the information that we need to cover. So, thank you so much for watching. And we will do another stream at some point. If there is still snow tomorrow, then we might stream tomorrow. But at this point, it is still up in the air about that. So, thank you everyone for watching. And we hope you have an amazing rest of your night.